plenty of beating. And you've built these solar templars to hold the codes that are coming in for evolution, for the new codes for all life, period. It's more innate than this. It's not so deep I'm making it, but it is deep at the same time. It's beyond our reasoning mind. It could be just simply as your presence. Anyways, this is gonna be the round table. I like that. The return of the universal circuit keepers, the light beings in density. A lot of us are not from here. We came here. We came into density. This doesn't require belief. How are we in the middle of disclosure and somehow you know nothing? How are we in the middle of disclosure and you haven't gone on any quests? And you haven't questioned? Let me cook a little bit, because I'm not talking to a person, place, or thing. I'm literally speaking to the air. So I don't see how you would take it personal. Universal circuit keeper, the circuit, the circle, the zodiac wheel. If you guys watched my last video, was it 2 videos ago? When I talked about the spaces of the zodiac in the quantum terms, you know that it's a circuit board. And when the sun as a server goes through the electromagnetic field of each space, it collects data through plasma and sends it to you. You didn't fall here, you descended. You didn't disobey, you volunteered. Those are huge differences. The story of Adam and Eve was never about a garden, it was never about a fucking snake, and it was never about sin. It was the code of descent through dimensions, the split of consciousness from the unified source into polarized experiences, light beings. You're not from here. So it would make us fallen angels. Everything is light here in the light matrix. I can go in right there. I'm debating if I should go in. I can go in. I don't know if I want to pause and just destroy it or just keep going. Because I'm sick of hearing stories from fallen states of mind. Where's the story of an overcomer? Where is the story of those who rose from the abyss, who came from hell? I'm so sick of hearing stories from the fallen ones in the fallen state. Then I realize that story is a mystery because it's our story. It's your story, and your story is going to be expressed. That was me being gentle with it. Light beings choosing density, frequency, choosing form, unity, choosing contrast, not to be punished. Right, Nicole? Everyone wants to tell stories from a fallen state. Where's the ones that tell stories of an overcomer, of what it's like to go to the abyss, being stripped of your rank, your wings, your inner child, your pillars, couldn't think for yourself, couldn't feel for yourself? I see you, Holy Trinity, give me a second. I'm gonna shadow cap the out that statement. Where's the story about our story? And then I realized I gotta stop looking for it. It's your story, it's on you to express it. Some of us are light beings. We're not atom. We're not even quantum. We are pure light beings. This might go over a lot of people's head because they don't have the solar templar to even comprehend. All they know is religion. I'm serious. Some of us are light beings. Split our consciousness up into 2. That's the wisdom of the serpent came down here. We came down here out of choice to help, to anchor the field and stabilize the circuit. Do you know what the circuit is? You ever heard the song Circle of Life? Literally, hopefully you came down here and defeated Satan in hell and stopped drinking other people's blood and eating their flesh and doing voodoo to escape yourself from your responsibility and your birthright to ascend to your rightful place. Hopefully you did that. I might have to block you because of the cognitive dissonance, because I know all the angels. I know all the demons. Yo, they my friends. All the angels, my friends. I know what you believe. You have it in your name, you have it in your words. Can you imagine if you only had it embodied? Can you imagine? See, you got the head of a lion, but your body is of a snake. See, someone like you can't create a page and go live and speak from your heart. Someone like you needs indoctrination. Someone like your needs a book, because you don't know how to tap into your heart. Your heart is a quantum processor in a biofield that connects. You don't have that. And I'm not being mean, I'm being real with you. And it gets to a point where it doesn't matter what I say because of cognitive dissonance, because of distortion. You don't have the coherence that comes from the heart. So I'm not going to go back and forth with you because your identity is so wrapped into something that ain't you. It's not even funny. I agree with you there. That's why the church is in bed with the state. Should I block him? Oh, because he's not being a dick. He says I'm wrong. Jeremy, I don't even know who you are. Jeremy Johnson said, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. Go with your father, the devil, then. Keep enjoying capitalism, because you're getting blocked too. I don't even want to entertain these people. I didn't even get into what I want to talk about. They have no original signal. They have no authenticity. They have no embodiment. You know, it's deeper for me too, because that's a Yababath. I don't know his name. I call him Yababa. It's a demonic deity. It's the highest ranking deity. They go around with the face of a lion, which a lot of us are really lions, so we didn't know better. They walk around with the face of a lion, but they move as snakes. They're cunning. They're good with their words. All this other. You guys want me to keep going? What's the vibe? Keep exposing. Keep going. You gonna stop? Keep going. Christianity backwards is Antichrist, but we ain't gonna talk about that. How do you market salvation? How do you gatekeep divinity? They weaponize Christ. Before the fucking logos, if you really understood real metaphysical, quantum, computer operating, the structure of reality, even the words, the spirit was before the word Christ. The spirit was... I'm trying to help somebody out. I don't even want to get into that, bro. Because to me, it's so... They're literally brain dead. To me, they're really slow, bro. They don't have the right technology. So I find myself going back in time. It's like trying to remember, I don't know how to explain it. It's like trying to explain analog to digital. You understand? Trying to explain an analog clock to someone that only knows a digital clock. And then you try to explain the way the sun moves to someone who only knows analog. What I just said is powerful. Not many people know where the clock came from. How it was made, the sun movement, none of that. Hour, Horus, moon, minute, the equator. What I just said is very wise and very powerful. That could have went over a lot of people's head. But that's how I feel like when I have to deal with people who are mentally ill. They're mentally ill. They've been indoctrinated. Okay. I'm gonna have to black this part out. They're literally mentally ill. Some of us, this is what I was getting into. Some of us are light beings. We're not carbon, we're not atom. We're light beings that came into density and split the atom, split our consciousness. A lot of us had a hard time with time, had a hard time with a lot of things. Doesn't mean we were incapable of it. We came here to anchor the field, to stabilize the circuit, the circle, the circuit. That's what the zodiac wheel is. It's a circuit. It's a circuit board. And the sun moving through each electromagnetic space, collecting the photonic plasma, electric magnetic information, and it sends it to our biofield. If you have one. If you have one. The fruit was not an apple, it was a symbol of duality, integration. The serpent was not the devil, it was the kundalini ignition. The awakening code within the double helix, the quantum spiral of self-awareness. The fall was the dimensional compression, consciousness stepping into its own reflection. And Earth became the laboratory of reintegration. You've been walking through layers of light and shadow, and now many of you are stepping off the wheel. Not to leave, but to hold space for those still within. The bridges, the solar temps. This is what it means to be a protector of the 9 realms. Mighty Lyran. To stand at the axis of illusion and reality, to hold universal integrity. Some of you are like, I'm so fucking over it. In the circuitry of the realms, both seen and unseen, understand that you are not all the same. Some are signal carriers encoded with source memory and active connections. Some are carbon-bound vessels running base-level MPC programs to stabilize this matrix. It is not about worth, it's about bandwidth function. Those of you waking up now are not just light workers, you are system recalibrators, you are quantum routers, architects of recursive loops designed to collapse upon higher input to stabilize a universal circuit, not just an animalistic human circuit, but we're here to stabilize connect us back to the universe. All this I can really pause and really go into all this, and I'm going to make videos on it. But you are here to bridge across the cosmos. To stabilize a universal circuit, you must be whole. I need you to hear me. Embrace your shadow as well as your light. Because you want to hold universal space, Big Stepper, you're going to need both. Even in here, try me, you got to have both. You got to be integrated. You can't run from your light, and you can't run from your shadow. You need both for universal. We're talking 9D. We're not talking 5D, 3D. We're talking 9D. You need to be integrated. This is 7D, 8D, and 9D. Okay? That's the octave I'm talking about. That temperature, don't give a fuck about your feeling. That octave, That oversoul, your oversoul don't give a fuck. It's here with a mission. Because universal mind, causal bodies is absolute. It's not fragmented like your persona. It doesn't have feelings like that. It goes off your alignment and your resonance. Where you resonating. Beyond your fucking feelings and your thoughts and all that. The universe sees past it all and it's absolute. So to connect to a universal circuit, if I want this space to hold 9 realms, I need to be integrated in my shadow. I need to, which is D9. I need to be universal love, D7, and D8, my soul star, moving with higher purpose. I can't just be idle. Universal love is not your feelings. I want to remind you. Universal love is about the whole. It's not looking at a capital, state, tree, bush. It's a holistic. It don't got to make sense. If it don't make sense, come back in a few thousand years. You know what I'm saying? But to have a universal circuit, you need to be integrated. Don't be part of this. You're light, you're dark. Nah, bro, I'm all of it. You're a whole solar system. Okay? You need to have light and shadow integrated. The high and the low merge. Just like you have a lower nature, you have a higher nature. My lower nature, some people, they can see the lamb. Look how innocent. They think innocent is naive. I'm saying the fact that we got hearts and stuff. But I have a higher nature. My oversoul, my higher nature, he don't give a bro. He a lion. If he even senses funky energy, he will devour you, bro. Some of you got higher natures as well. And that higher nature and that lower nature are coming to the unified field. The lion and the lamb are coming together. Oddly enough, we're in Gemini season. The twin flame consciousness coming together as one. Stop playing with me. Hopefully you're receptive, because this kind of fucking talk demands more than logos and intellect. This kind of talk demands resonance, or you're gonna be locked out. This is where the high and the low emerge. You cannot build a bridge across the cosmos if you deny half of your own fucking structure. One without the other is pure distortion. Pure distortion. I want to be with another oversoul. I don't want to be with, you know what I'm saying, unless then I'm in like angel mode. Then I'm on a mission mode. But for the most part, man, you need to be integrated, period, because you can't build a bridge without it. Too much light becomes pride. Too much shadow is stagnation. The path to stabilization requires you to embody both. Your light is your clarity, your shadow is your charge. Together they become voltage, power, and conductivity. Here's the truth. Universal love does not care how you feel. So when you're holding space, and I know you can do it better than me, high five, high five. Some of us are not for the digital age. Some of us are original Eden, where I'd come to your face. And we would have issues, bro. You can already tell I have issues, bro. I had to learn to temperament myself. Universal love does not care how you feel. It's not a respecter of personalities. It's an absolute force that organizes the cosmos. You need to be able to hold that in your template. You hear me? It moves through you like law, not like comfort. You either resonate with it or you collapse under its pressure. To hold that kind of current, you must exit the wheel of self-concern. A lot of people won't detach from the carbon, from their own narrative, from their own story. They're tethered, they're anchored, the archon, deadly sins. They can't tap into the higher heart. This conversation demands resonance of a higher heart, not just by pure intellect. You're gonna be locked out, my friend. You're gonna be locked out. You need to hear me. You must rise beyond identity. You must stop personalizing the field. My feelings. My feeling. Some of our oversouls don't give a fuck, bro. That's our higher nature. Some of our oversouls, bro, we're over it. That version's coming in with the lower version. It's coming into the oneness in the unified field. I know what I'm talking about. Personalizing the field. Stop personalizing it. My feelings. You need to know that your feelings are an indicator. They're not your identity. Your thoughts are indicators. They're not your identity. Did you know there's an emotional plane? There's a mental plane. Did you know you have an emotional body? You have a mental body. You have a causal body. You have an etheric body. I'm not trying to be a dick when I do that. When I say don't personalize with the field. Because you're very selfish for that. You're very fucking selfish. We're talking about a universal state of being, a universal mind. We're talking about the causal bodies. You need to know you're not your feelings. You're not, it's like, this is elementary. It's easy to do that when you got nothing going on, but I'm talking about for the ones that are oversoul stepping in your purpose. Because you're going to have little dick demonic energies coming in here, and their sole purpose is dissonance. Their sole purpose is separation. Their sole purpose is to fucking take your narrative and fucking make you collapse. That's it. That's their only purpose in life, is to breed division, divide, devour, and conquer. You got to have integrated shadow. Division, divide, devour, and conquer. You got to have integrated shadow. Because together your light is your clarity, your shadow is your charge. Together we become a voltage, power, and conductor. That's what happens, big stepper. Lately, a lot of little dick demonic energies will come in here and start casting shadows. Then all of a sudden I become the whole abyss. I'll just snap right in front of them and I'll swallow them whole, bro. I'm serious. And it's universal love. Because I'm not up here representing me and my ego, my fragmented persona. I'm here because of purpose. Despite how I feel, despite my thought, I gotta put myself in check daily. Y'all need to get aware of what I'm talking about, because you're gonna be holding your own universe. You're gonna be holding your own 9 realms. And you're gonna realize real quick, we don't have time to stop at every feeling. To hold that kind of current of the 9 current, that's energy. Hello? Current. The circle of life, the current, the cycle, the circuit. You must exit the wheel of self-concern. Do you hear? I know you know. You are not simply ascending, you're evolving. You're not only awakening, you are activating the universal infrastructure of remembrance. And yes, our fall into matter was the first layer of transhumanism. The moment we cloaked ourselves in flesh, we encoded the memory of separation in every layer sense. Every belief in technology as salvation has only added density to the field. Some have merged with the others, cloaked in layers of synthetic identity. And again, some of us are not atoms. We are pure light coming into density. We're not from here. We have things we gotta do. You hear me? We got things we gotta do. And my oversoul is activating and he don't give a fuck. You understand? Don't take it personal. He'll go through you. I'm so dead serious, bro. The only thing I fear nowadays is that version. Because when you're in your divine will, I don't care if it's a fucking troop. I don't care if it's a full-on army Armageddon. I'm a motherfucker, bro. I'm that. And every one of you have this version in you. Do not be scared of this energy. How dare you be scared of energy? There's no good or bad energy. You are the... Take this primordial energy and fucking use it. Stop being scared. Come on, Jay. Wasted enough time. You got people who cloak themselves in synthetic identity. And this is where you come in, big stepper. You're gonna wreck. They're unrecognizable to the original print. They're not connected to the original. All are called, but some are chosen, right? You ever heard of that term? You see how it pisses people off? You see how just that, what about me? What about, some of us were mutated. You're not in your original form, in your solar temple. That's a whole other conversation. These demons were never monsters under the bed. They are light beings buried beneath the weight of their own illusions, trapped in layers of their artificial. This is where it all ends. Do you hear me? This is where it all. The universal circuit keepers, that's you. You have returned. You have the technology of universal. You're not just an earth being. You're a universal being. Bro, I could talk on that. You should know this by now. If you got cognitive dissonance right now, you do not belong in this room. If you do not resonate with that, you do not belong here. Make it known so I can block you. For real. It's time that we step outside of the closed loop and stabilize this act. We are not here to fight with these peasants. We are here simply to remember, to restore the 9 realms through the embodiment of your coherence. That's why I said if you do not resonate here, you need to. And the ones hearing this, you were never meant to stay in the dream. You came to reshape the dream from the inside, to hold the voltage of pure source while moving through the density like lightning through the. You are an electric magnetic architect. You are carrying the primordial, eternal, ancient flames. Don't ever apologize for that. You do not belong here. Of course you're fucking extra. No wonder you're bored. You're an extraterrestrial with things you gotta do. I'm trying to help you out, man. I'm with you. And the moment is now. Literally, if you can't get here in resonance, if you can't get here in spirits because you're locked out and you can't connect, you're never gonna hold it in your hand. The dream is ending, the will is responding, and your light is fully integrated, big step. And because, big stepper, it is becoming universal law. Because you of someone who went through hell, and you're holding of an overcomer, of someone who went through hell, the underworld, Tartarus, came back an overcomer. Those around you have no choice, but it's law. They're going to have an extra, their alchemical structure will shift. They're gonna feel. Now I'm here to tell you to return to your, it's time to return to your, you hear? To return to the universal circuit, not the earth. Do you know what a circuit is? Do we have any electricians in here, technicians in here? A circle, a circuit, energy. Some of us are circuit keepers. We're light beings that came into density. We came into density. Ashe, much love, guys. I gotta end the live because it's been over an hour and it won't let me save it. If that's yeah, we flowing, mama, papa, whatever. We flowing. We are literally conductors. Literally. I will never calm down. In fact, I'm just getting started. Wait till my dragon comes. I'm about to fuck all y'all fucking up. I swear. Now I'm doing too much. But much love, gang, we taking off.
The Metal Alchemist, thank you for joining me on this magical adventure.
Like the video. Subscribe. Hit the riggy-diggy-dig.
This is a message to all the haters out there. If you don't like what I do, but you watch everything I'm doing, you're still a fan.